Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live. Today, I'm here with Autumn O'Connor to talk about Dyslexic Awareness Month and our upcoming conference. But before I get started today, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we're meeting. I'm on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I'd like to pay my respects to elders, both past, present, and emerging. Welcome to the show, Autumn.
Hello, it's nice to be here on this beautiful sunny day in Melbourne.
I know, seeing all that rain we had last night. How are you going? It's so lovely for you to join us for another Facebook Live.
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to what we might be discussing. It's quite exciting.
Yes, well, a lot's been happening with Dyslexic Awareness Month. There's a lot of things happening around the country at the moment. And I wanted to ask you, what does that mean for you, having a month to celebrate being dyslexic?
I actually hadn't totally thought of it before I found out about it recently on LinkedIn. And I think it's really cool. I was also made aware that it's apparently also ADHD Awareness Month at the same time. Odd. But yeah, I think it's great actually, because as far as I'm aware, and you can correct me on this if you've got input there, is that dyslexia is not recognized in the same way as getting your diagnosis as perhaps like autism is. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, it's much harder for us to get diagnosed. There's a lot more barriers.
And it's like a big one, you know, and something that I noticed recently, or that I've started noticing, is I have, as the people watching might know, I manage a large team of neurodivergent people in my work, and I'm an editor. And one of the things I've started noticing is dyslexic work. So basically writers who don't know they're dyslexic, producing work that just screams, I'm dyslexic. Yeah. And I think it's a bit like when you have that thing. So when you are dyslexic, you can see dyslexia, I guess, in others in the way they write. And I found that actually sort of quite interesting. And so having this month, I think, is very positive, because it just highlights again the need for reflecting on yourself and also being able to help others. And in that actual story that I've just been telling is that I have been talking to a couple of my writers and said, hey, you know, I don't know, but maybe you're dyslexic because you seem to be presenting these spelling errors that's more than just a spelling error. The way they are doing it is sort of dyslexic way, I guess. And they've been responding quite positively, and mostly are like, gosh, I thought I might be, but I wasn't sure. And it just, I think, helps, you know, build that connection, certainly between myself and the writers, but also some self-understanding. You know, it's not them, there's nothing wrong with them, they're just dyslexic.
It's interesting you say that, and I think we could have a whole separate conversation on how you broach that topic with an employee if you suspect they might have dyslexia or autism or ADHD. I think for some managers, they might be a bit anxious or worried about what those repercussions might be if they were to broach it. So it'd be great to have another conversation with you around how you've done that and some strategies you might be able to provide. I'm not sure if you can hear my daughter in the background or not. I think she might want to come and say hello soon. And we've had a lot of conversations, and it's great for you to join us again today, and hopefully we can continue those. And that's one of the reasons why I was so excited that you're joining us for our upcoming conference in 2.5 weeks now. It's approaching quickly, around neurodiversity in the workplace with the wonderful Tammy and Rebecca. And so we'll be having a roundtable conversation. And why do you think it's important that we should be having those conversations at a dyslexic conference?
Well, I mean, dyslexia is part of being neurodivergent. It's like one of the main top 3, I think. But I also think it's important, perhaps the other way around. So looking at it the other way around, I think it's important to discuss dyslexia generally, because it seems to be swept under the carpet a lot. And certainly although I know of dyslexic celebrities and leaders, it seems less, and this is perhaps just my opinion, but for me, it seems that they are, it's being dyslexic is not something you put your hand up and people go, wow, you must be blah, like, so, oh, you're autistic. Oh, you must be like Sheldon. You must be super intelligent, or you must be sort of not so intelligent. But for the most part, the positive spin on autism is really bright, really intelligent, like, wow, you're great at maths and IT. And even though that's obviously not the case for all autistics, there's nothing really great and positive to say about dyslexia, certainly in the media narrative. It's not there. It's not like, oh, you're dyslexic, that means you must be list of wonderful characteristics. And
sorry to stop you, Autumn, and I'm just going to grab Ava because she's starting to cry. I'll be one second, but don't lose that thought, please. Mummy won't be well. Sorry for all of those out there. I've just had a little baby. So has Autumn, but hers is kindly sleeping where Ava doesn't like to sleep. So she will join us for the rest of our Facebook Live. So she will hopefully be a quiet participant. But sorry to stop that train of thought, Autumn, because it was really important what you were saying.
Yeah. So sort of recapping. Hi, Ava. Recapping this. I find that dyslexia is not really perceived really positively in the media. And from my own research, I have found that a lot of people who have dyslexia are actually very creative. So they're incredibly creative individuals. And that doesn't mean that they're great at art necessarily, some are, but they have really interesting creative thinking, and they can come up with amazing new ideas that perhaps is a little left of center, which actually makes them great innovators. However, that again is not the common narrative that goes with it. I find the common narrative is you can't spell, you're disorganized, you're a bit scattered. And I think that that's a misnomer. I mean, certainly everybody has those issues, and I certainly have struggles with spelling in the past, but I'm an editor now, so I'm noticing other people's errors. And, Shae does all sorts of amazing things within the Dear Dyslexic Foundation. So there are amazing skills that we have too. We're just people who happen to be dyslexic. And I think the whole dyslexia conference is great to actually raise awareness about dyslexia and all its various forms, because it's not just mixing up letters. There's a lot more to it than that. And also noting that we do have different strengths. So we should try to change that narrative. So going back into the neurodiversity, why talk about that? Well, since it has this negative sort of slant through common narratives, I think it's helpful to talk about it in a workplace kind of employment guise, because that's the area I think most people or most employers will have the most judgment about it. So if we discuss neurodiversity and dyslexia in the workplace, I hope that employers will start to see the benefit of recognizing people with a range of learning difficulties and disabilities like dyslexia and like ADHD and autism and so on. But mainly it's a dyslexia conference. So let's talk about dyslexia and how we can support dyslexics in the workplace and how we can empower them and encourage them to really shine out their brilliance, while perhaps helping them with a little bit of spelling if they need it, or a little bit of organizational skills if they need it, and being more accessible.
Well, that sounds like a great introduction to what we're going to be talking about. It really is. And I'm really excited because I think, dyslexia gets left out of the neurodiversity conversation a lot. And so it's going to be really exciting to have the four of us talking around the challenges, but also the strengths that come with being neurodivergent in the workplace. And as we've said, we've got a number of different topics we could talk about. I think one could be parenting and dyslexia, because I'm finding trying to stay organized for myself, plus this one, is a lot more challenging than I thought. So I think there's a lot to talk about, but I'm really excited about the conference, and I'm so pleased that you can join us for it, and the support you've given us, not just in a podcast, but another Facebook Live as well. So thank you, Autumn, for coming to have a chat to us today. And for everyone out there listening, we really hope you come along to our conference. It's free for people that are dyslexic or have a learning disability or identify as neurodiverse, and it's only $55 for everybody else. So we really hope you can come along. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers talking about their lived experience of dyslexia and how they're managed both in higher education and in the workplace. So thank you again, Autumn, for coming on, and we look forward to chatting with you in a couple of weeks at the conference. And Ava would like to say hello and goodbye, everybody. And yes, this is our new life, isn't it? Yeah, new way of working. So thanks again, Autumn, and I look forward to catching up with you shortly. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Keep your eye out for all the promotional work that we're doing around Dyslexic Awareness Month and the upcoming conference. Thanks again, Autumn.
All right. Bye-bye.